He is the first African-American president to lead Morningside. He's been at the helm for almost a year leading up to today's official ceremony. Guest speakers included faculty, board members, a former mentor, along with representatives from sister universities. Dr. Mosley says inaugurations typically happen after a president has some time in the office.
And so I think that allows the president an opportunity to get to know the community, to learn the university, to interact with students.
Dr. Mosley told the assembled crowd he's proposing an expansion of Morningside's academic programs, including a cybersecurity class. He also says a partnership with Seaboard Triumph Foods is in the works, and all in an effort to expand the university's agriculture science classes and to create internship opportunities. Now, both proposals are subject to approval by the university's board of directors.
And we certainly want to keep that upward trajectory, but at the same time, there are newer opportunities that have presented themselves to us.
Mosley reminded the crowd of two already approved expansions during his tenure, a women's wrestling team and a new aviation program.
Now,